thrilled to introduce Heidi Hardin, who actually I heard about her long before I met her, because I heard there was an artist in San Francisco who was painting the human family, and she was interviewing people from many different faith communities and asking for their family photographs and then painting scenes from their lives. And when I met her, she had, I think, completed 3 or 4 of the series. But what I discovered afterwards, and which is why she's here today, aside from being a fine artist in the true sense of the word, what that means, a fine artist, she also is a visionary. And she had a download. We joke about it. I had mine in music, and she had hers in architecture and changing the world in a new way. And that is, she had a vision of a center for the human family. And unlike most places that we visit frequently, art museums and natural history museums and aquariums, we have a dinosaur museum right near me in Culver City. What a concept to create a place, a shrine for the human family, where you could not only view the human family from time immemorial through art, but you could also have a place to do family therapy if you need it. And we can certainly see from the events of this last 10 days that the human family needs therapy. And so I'm really thrilled to bring Heidi here today. She's going to tell you about what in her own childhood inspired this great voyage, this great odyssey and adventure. But I also want to mention that I had an opportunity to speak at the launch of the virtual Center for Human Family. That was recently, and I understood her vision, and I understood the projection of it for the future. And I hope you will all find a way to get involved in it, because it could make a life and death difference for the planet if we could really value and honor the human family. So Heidi, take it away.
I'm sorry, my dog has gone off. I guess come in the house and she goes crazy. Hello, everyone. My name's Heidi Hardin. I'm the founder and director of a nonprofit in San Francisco. And Ruth, thank you so much for your lovely introduction and for your mentorship and friendship. Ruth is my fairy godmother. So I'm going to just start by sharing my screen, and I hope that you'll enjoy learning about our twin visions here at Think Round and what it's taken for me to come to this moment in time. And I just have to say that it has been very difficult. I just want to make sure I shared my sound, because there is sound to, yes, I did. Okay, so this moment in time that the launch of the Virtual Center for the Human Family happened on October 7th. That's now a new date in infamy. And the first installation of the Paradise Project, which is one of our visions, launched in Los Angeles at New Space LA in Hollywood, a gallery run by Joni Gordon. It opened on 9/11. So there is some deep connection for me in understanding the flip side of what I believe in and what I feel. And I just love being in a circle of like-minded, loving kindness and hope for the future with you people this morning. So we celebrate Earth as home and humans as family at Think Round. Our mission is to cultivate the fullest potential of home and family through art and science. I have a 6-part presentation, and hopefully you'll enjoy the visual. We're going to talk about where our visions came to be, how they came to be, review our art and science programs and accomplishments, talk briefly about our whole systems learning curriculum with our new program partners, and we'll talk about how healing trauma became a focus of our health and wellness programs. We'll talk specifically about the Paradise Project and the Center for the Human Family, and we'll have a brief meditation about all that you can imagine the Paradise Project and the Center for the Human Family can become. So how did they come to be? They were born of these two visions were born of several writers and teachers, Joseph Campbell being paramount. He and Bill Moyers were talking about the new mythology to come, and he said, Dr. Campbell said, this will be the symbol of the new mythology to come, the country we're going to be celebrating and the people we are one with. And he also went on to say, because Bill asked him, who's going to bring this myth to be? Who's going to bring the new myth to come into reality? And he said, it's the function of the artist to mythologize the environment, the world, and its people. And so that's when I raised my hand and said, sign me up. Back in 1988. So Dr. Campbell and the students and families that I've taught over the years have given Think Round our code of ethics, which is Earth is home, humans are family. Another great writer and thinker is Houston Smith. His Religion's a Man had a profound impact on me. And when he said, if we take the world's enduring religions at their best, we discovered the distilled wisdom of the human race. Well, that really struck me because I was raised in a Christian home here on this tree, and I never felt any distilled wisdom at home. I just didn't get it. So I've been studying what are the distilled wisdoms, and have come to realize that most faiths believe in the reality of God, that each of us has a soul or an eternal spirit, and faiths tend to value compassion and love, and believe that God is love or light, as someone mentioned earlier. So we will review our public art works and accomplishments on our art and science programs. And I have to say that all that I know and love is because of these children, their families, and the planet. I've been teaching environmental science using art as a teaching tool for decades, and people like Nancy Pelosi and this is Willie Brown here in the lower left, and civic leaders have supported us over the years, and the kids have been given certificates of accomplishment because at the end of each year they write essays and give an artwork to the community to beautify their neighborhood. And Nancy Pelosi tells them that she's taking their anthology to the president so that he knows about how they value the earth and that they're contributing to their neighborhoods. So our children's mural program focuses on the cleanup and reuse of Hunters Point Shipyard. It's a 750-acre property in the southeast sector of San Francisco where ships were built during the war. So we teach the children about the past, present, and future of that property, as well as the basic environmental literacy that when the air, water, and soil are happy and healthy, so will be the plants, animals, and people. And we can teach up to 350 kids at a time. Our second year curriculum is called KEEP, Kids Environmental Education Program. We take these same kids who learned about the environment in their earlier grades into the community to have hands-on experiences with the environment so that they can actually learn what's happening with the cleanup and we take them to City Hall and they learn about advocacy and voting and speaking up for themselves and their communities. We also have intergenerational family art making programs and intergenerational after-school programs. Here we also have a teen theater arts program where we teach community history and civic leadership. This is Willie Brown. The kids got to tell his story and paint these murals about his life. We've taken groups of our students to Africa twice and to Paris, France on those trips in a program of the Bayview Opera House called Global Arts Program or Dialogues in Culture. As I said, we have public artworks at the end of every year that go up. These are portable murals on the wastewater treatment facility in their neighborhood. And we've got them all throughout the southeast sector from the post office to the shopping mall to the library and so forth. In the sidewalks, in the staircases of the neighborhood, they've put permanent artworks that celebrate the air, water, and soil, plants, animals, and people. And now we have tile sets that were made long ago, installed at Hunters Point Shipyard in the redevelopment area in one of the new tot lots across from the developer's site office. And this is a bench that was created for our students' artwork called Stream of Consciousness. We were awarded a commission to one of the first public artworks at the shipyard as part of the redevelopment process. And we hope to put similar artworks at the Center for the Human Family and across the Bay Trail, created by children, families, and residents in the impact zone of the shipyard. Here is Stream of Consciousness, this mural. We tell the story of water in 24 chapters, and there are quotes by 12 women and 12 men about water. And you can watch a video on our website that tells exactly how we made this. 60 youth and 5th and 6th graders made this. These are our innovative partners. Innovative partnerships is one of the keynotes of our experience. I've been on the Citizens Advisory Committee for Reuse of the Shipyard and came to know most of the key players in the redevelopment of the shipyard. And these are ongoing funders of our mural program. We won lots of awards, I have to say. I'm very grateful. We have won the Environmental Achievement Award for Region 9. That's all of California, Nevada, Philippines, and Guam. And it's in recognition of outstanding leadership in protecting the environment and public health for this and future generations. I've also been given a Jefferson Award for public service. But the true benefit of our programs is that more than 4,000 children have learned the power of their own creativity and stewardship of the planet. Teaching environmental literacy is fundamental and should be taught in every school because these ecosystems sustain us. We learned this in 2020 when COVID put us all in our own little nest. So we have developed over recent years a whole systems learning curriculum by taking on new programs and partners. Integrated Solution teaches prenatal through third grade. Think Round has expanded from fourth grade through high school. Life Spheres teaches community leadership classes and turning the tide of trauma for adults. This program completely changed my life. If it weren't for this program, we wouldn't be talking. I had so much childhood trauma that I was paralyzed, and it was the children in the children's mural program that helped bring that to the surface. And it started so early that my higher power put me in a public school so I could remember what happened. Eventually in 2017 or 18, we joined, Think Round joined the United Religions Initiative, which is a consortium of cooperation circles around the world and is tied to the United Nations. Our expanded curriculum of art and science programs teaches from the womb through retirement. And if you want to know more about this or help to build this curriculum, I would welcome you. But this vision is based on these two proven program models, the Harlem's Children's Zone in New York City and Inner City Arts Los Angeles. I'm not sure if you guys know about Bob Bates and the Inner City Arts and what they do in the heart of Los Angeles, but it's remarkable. And I would love to have an Inner City Arts San Francisco, and we'll do it virtually if we can't get a physical space at some point. So how did Healing ACEs become part of Think Round's new health and wellness programs? Well, as Ruth mentioned, I've been painting families from around the world. I started with Christian families, Asian, African, European, and Latin families, just because I had been painting and painting and painting all through graduate school, my own family photos, and had run out of subject matters. And I wanted to know if my friends, who I know all of these people and they're very close to me, if their house was as crazy as mine. And the fact is that a lot of them were, but as I reached out to these other faiths, I realized that not every family is as crazy as mine was. So I painted 78 portraits of Christians, Muslims, and Jews over the years while I was teaching. And I have just finished 78 portraits of Hindu and Sikh families, and they're on display here at Think Round Fine Arts. If you're in the Bay Area, I hope you will come visit us and see this remarkable presentation of these pillars and paths that we have here with touching objects, plants, and you can't see them, but we do have 36 original music works that accompany each of these exhibits. They're created by Jonathan Sachs, a composer who did a lot of orchestration for Randy Newman's films. Jonathan has been a collaborator of mine since I left graduate school in San Diego. And each of these installations presents front yards and backyards and archetypal experiences and developmental stages. And these are our Jewish families. Again, our Asian, African, European, and Latin Christian families. This is my husband. when he was the prince of his family. And this is his mom right there. Here are Muslim families of different ethnicities. Mr. B.I. and his family are on the, well, Mr. B.I. is on the board, and one of his daughters now is going to be helping to expand our virtual center for the human family. Here are two portraits from the Hindu Sikh families. And people ask me, Heidi, where did this big idea come from? I can't believe you're sticking to this for so long. What is with you? And I told them I painted my family photo from my family photo album. This is a painting of my family at Easter time in the backyard. This portrait is 8 feet high and 10 feet wide. And here we all are, no faces, and I have no legs. This is me. And another early portrait of my family, my brothers and I, we created Frosty, the snowman, but we have no faces and wobbly legs. And it was these faces, as I mentioned in teaching, who helped to trigger and caused me to remember what happened. I had to deal with broken heartstrings that were buried for decades. Because when I was teaching them about when the air, water, and soil are happy and healthy, the plants, animals, and people can be, they were teaching me that it takes a village to clean up and reuse one's own toxic childhood. They put me on alert for learning about ACEs, or adverse childhood experiences. I don't know if you guys know about this woman, Nadine Burke-Harris, and her as becoming the first Surgeon General of the state of California. She wrote a book called The Deepest Well, which is a story about what happens in the family home and how that, if you have toxic stress in your childhood, not the kind of stress that missing a ball game or losing your ballet slippers. It's toxic stress that doesn't go away, that never stops. She says that everyone has to join the movement. And if everyone does join the movement, we can end, prevent, and heal ACEs in 35 years, in a generation. These are the top 10 adverse childhood experiences. If you had these in your childhood before the age of 18, if you lived with this kind of stuff, then you are at risk. And if you want to heal and move on, you can move this out of your body, but toxic stress stays in your body until it is addressed. And it causes these major seven of the top causes of death in adults. So about half of California's high school students are experiencing mental health difficulties since COVID. And Dr. Block, the former president of the American Academy of Pediatrics, said adverse childhood experiences are the single greatest unaddressed public health threat facing our nation today. And it is affecting our pocketbooks. In 2008, the cost for healthcare was $124 billion. In 2019, it was $1.3 trillion a year. In America, it was $748 billion. So preventing ACEs is a priority for the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, NIH, National Institute of Health, the state of California, the Center for Youth Wellness in Bayview, Hunters Point, and for Think Round. Dr. Burke Harris launched an ambitious campaign to train tens of thousands of Medi-Cal providers to screen adults, children and adults up to age 65 for trauma. And it is transforming the way schools are teaching children and the way healthcare providers are providing care for their patients. We no longer ask, what's the matter with you? We ask, what happened to you? Because it's not something about a child that's wrong or bad or in trouble. It's something that's happened to them. So the twin visions, the Center for the Human Family and the Paradise Project, we aim to prevent and heal intergenerational and epigenetic ACEs, because these traumas get embedded in your DNA and they can be untwisted. So at the Center for the Human Family, we see it as a destination for prayer and meditation, art and science, health and healing, especially conflict resolution across borders and across family ties and within the family home. We also are looking to help humans consciously evolve spiritually through consciousness and creativity. And we believe that protecting the earth and her people is to be core to everything that we believe in. And it's being created virtually and available anytime over the World Wide Web. Parts of it are already available thanks to interns who are working with us right now. And the Paradise Project is an art installation that I have been working on for, 30 years? And it's envisioned to go on the 3rd floor of the Center for the Human Family. Also, we'll have urban farming in the area of the center, as well as aquaponics gardens and fish farming, open spaces, parks, playgrounds, a bay trail promenade, and the like. Here's a rendering of the 3rd floor. Will have the Paradise Project. The 2nd floor, we envision exhibitions, conference and healing rooms, a multi-use auditorium, and a walkway that connects the Center for the Human Family over here to the aquaponics gardens. And on the 1st floor, we'll have the lobby, reception, culinary classes, fine dining, and automated takeout, and a gift shop. And all of these, everything you're seeing about the Center for the Human Family and all the videos that I'll show you about that have been created by young people who believe in this idea and who want to see it happen. Not just virtually, but also to have a physical place where people can come to experience Earth as home and humans as family. The waterfront dining will feature plants, animals, and people, foods and cultures from the 7 continents of the world. And here's the visualization of the walkway between the center and the aquaponics garden. And we see this as a model for reusing toxic Superfund sites where you can't plant in the soil any longer, but you can have above ground hyper local regenerative technology-based aquaculture where the fish help the plants and the plants help the fish. On the 2nd floor, also we'll have exhibitions that celebrate air, water, and soil in touch-free, immersive, interactive displays. We'll also have these conference and healing rooms, multi-use auditorium, and temporary exhibitions. And on the 3rd floor, here's a 3D drawing of the Paradise Project. In the end, there will be 546 portraits of 28 families practicing 10 major world religions. So here's an aerial view of it, and the tree of life is the template for each installation. On the left, we have girls, girl groups, moms. On the right, boys, boy groups, dads, and through the center, the front yards, infants, adolescents, and backyards. And in the end, our interns are building a spiral walkthrough where you can see all the front yards, all the infants, boys and girls, adolescents, boy groups, girl groups, moms and dads, and backyards. And there's a holographic earth as our shared backyard in the center. So here's a visualization of it. This is a 5-minute presentation done 5 years ago, by Manny Farber. So thank you for your indulgence with that process. We have new videos of the Virtual Center for the Human Family. And of course, these columns are developmental stages, and the paths are the archetypal ones. We envision a stained glass ceiling that depicts the walk out of Africa onto the 7 continents of the world. And Salma Arastu, one of our exhibiting artists at Think Brown Fine Arts, has created that drawing. And it was introduced at the launch of the Virtual Center a week ago, Saturday. And down the walls will be the flora and fauna of the continents, along with touch-free changing displays of the art history and religious iconography of each faith along the floor from the ground floor up to about 10 feet high. So you can learn about each of the faiths and their iconography. The holographic earth will have a cross-section showing the interactions of the core, mantle, crust, and magnetic field. And the magnetic field lines will divide the room into the 7 installations of the Paradise Project. So here's a 1-minute video that shows the most recent virtual So we have launched the center, and you can explore, but you have to download the Paradise Project as it is right now. It's so full of information and such high resolution images that it can't be launched on a website. It has to be downloaded. So if you're interested, you can find that on our website, and you can explore all those 4 installations. So we'd like now to have you imagine and share how the Paradise Project can become our shared reality. We believe that healing the earth and humans will require a new paradigm for living. I was raised in the sphere model of competition, scarcity, tyranny, oppression, greed, and secrecy. I don't think there's anything more apparent in the world than this model right now. It's on display across the world, in government, in uncivil society. And we can't keep doing this. We have to change this model of fear and control to love and support. And I learned this in 12-step recovery and from people like Ruth in the United Religions Initiative and groups like this, the Mastery Circle group, who believe in cooperation, abundance, self-expression, freedom, generosity, and transparency. When kids grow up with these kinds of burdens from childhood, like I did, this is me in an exhibit that you can find on our website. This is self-portraits K through 12. So these are portraits of me from school. And this is how I felt in the 5th grade. This is how I felt in the 7th grade. It took decades for me to know and understand that I had an internal guidance system. I was so focused on what my parents' needs and wants were, and my older siblings' needs and wants were, that I did not know that I could have a higher power of my own understanding. but recovery and you people have helped me learn that every child should have this as a fundamental right. So that means that we need happy, joyous, and free parents. All of this trauma is passed down from parents treating their children the way they were treated. So it's not like blaming parents, it's re-educating parents so that they can feel the love within themselves and share that and support their children and sustain their families in this way. Because we believe that happy, joyous, and free families will mean a happy, healthy, sustainable planet and give us all a perspective that Earth is our home and humans are our family. So Think Round does have a dream, and this is a 4-minute video, and I'm going to just bore you to tears with this, but here we go. So making this a reality in virtual space are these interns from all over the world, of all ages, young people 18 to 37. More than 2,000 people have applied to fill these positions that we have to build the Center for the Human Family virtually. They're full stack developers, Unity developers, UX UI prototypers, architectural renderers, and many, many more. And I just cannot express to you how grateful I am that the higher power, my inner teacher, my holy guardian angel, has brought these young people into my life so that we could launch the Center for the Human Family virtually a week ago Saturday. And the recording of that Zoom is unedited, but it's on our website, and photos of the installation and the Paradise Project Part 4, Family Dharma, Hindus and Sikhs are available. You can see that and get the press kit and learn more about what we're doing. But these young people are heaven sent, and they believe in creating heaven on earth here and now. And through the Virtual Center for the Human Family, Think Brown believes that we can teach across a lifetime pro-social, emotional skills development, interfaith, cultural, and environmental literacy, science, the arts, and self-expression. So we'll close by asking you to envision your vision of heaven on earth by closing your eyes and taking a moment to imagine. We had that Beatles song, Imagine. I'd like for you to think about that and really picture what it would be like if there was heaven on earth and we didn't have to wait for it, that we decided to manifest it here and now. So we'll take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, my dears, I would like to ask you to open your hearts and share your dreams with us. Your voice will become a part of our collective vision. You can join us in turning Think Brown's vision for a heavenly earth here and now into our shared reality. So I think unless that's it for me.
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Here, and I'm going to put this PowerPoint on our website as well. So if you want to help, you can visualize heaven on earth every day in every way. You can help us find subject families. We're going to be painting Indigenous people, families next. Then we'll need Buddhist, Jains, and Taoist Confucian. You can visit our website and sign up for our newsletter. You can follow, like, subscribe, and share our posts on social media platforms found on our website. You can volunteer or send volunteers to Think Brown through Volunteer Match. Please join our board. We have educators on our board who do not know how to raise money or promote our twin visions. So finding the right board members are critical, and raising money and to advance the work of our interns. We need developers or lead for the different teams we have making the Center for the Human Family. And to get a lead team member, it costs money, and we don't have it. We're just, the kids are teaching me, and I'm following everything. I'm learning from them what they need, and I know they need team leaders who are experienced in all these new virtual models for building something virtually. So that's it. And this information I put in the chat so you can visit our website.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Heidi. What an amazing presentation. Wish it was already so we could all go visit it today. Any questions from anyone? We have about 5 minutes to take questions. Yes, Paul.
It's not as much a question. You know, I've worked with leaders for about 30 years, and one of the things I say to them is you have to have a clear picture of your vision for the future. And you have certainly done that. That is fantastic presentation. There's no question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Ruth, you have one as well. Go ahead.
Just a comment, because, you know, I wrote 2 notes now, one to Dana and one to Diana. I can imagine all the videos that Dana created together with Jonathan being a regular part of the museum, where people would go and sit, and just as long as they wanted to see all of them or 2 of them, but I could see that as a permanent installation. And Diana, you talked about wanting ideas for developing your how to cultivate, you know, and preserve and extol beauty. I mean, teach the kids, start early. I can see you doing videos. Everybody in this group has something that you could offer from your life experience. Amy, ceramic. I mean, there's so much talent and potential in this room to be able to be part of the museum in an ongoing way. And I hope that you will think about that, what it is that you could do or present or share at the museum, and let Heidi know. I think it's, you know, it's like I when I introduced it, the launch for the virtual museum, I said it's a living, breathing museum. It's going to be changing all the time. It'll be organic. It won't be staid and stuffy like like a museum that many of us have been familiar with in the past. So I encourage you to, if you can, contribute towards it. It's tax-free donation. And it's just been such a distinct pleasure, Heidi, to bring you here and introduce you and to know you.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Bill.
Thank you, Heidi. Just briefly. Yes, first of all, what a marvelous, marvelous vision, mind-boggling, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'm also just curious whether you had also considered portraying non-traditional families. In other words, mixed race, mixed religion, and or same-sex members.
Well, Bill, every family that I've interacted with, all of our subject families, they have all of that already in their families. So it's already represented. We have subject families who are gay. My family, my own marriage is interracial. So all of what people need is included and will continue to be expressed openly. And that's what we want.
Thank you so much.
Transparency.
Yes, Dr. Sarah. Oh, did you have a comment?
I do. What a delight to see this, and what a testament to the organization that the children come back and say, how are we going to get this out? And Heidi, one of the things that this is what I believe the world would create if it didn't matter who got credit. Thank you for creating that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, and I'm so excited to learn about it today. And I know as it's infusing all of our consciousness on the many layers that your presentation is, was, and continues to be, every time any of us visualize now what you've planted, this beautiful seed that these children have forwarded to all of our hearts. Thank you so, so much for that. And my question is, so how do we lean in? What's the next leaning in? What's one simple request that you have? Is it going to your website and signing up for the newsletter? Like one call to action that we can all take right now? Is that calling you and saying, I loved it, and connecting, or what is that one thing?
Well, I think that each of you would have your own thing that you resonate with in the list of things that I presented that you can do. And signing up on the website, of course, would be fabulous for us, because the more people who sign up and share our newsletter with other people, the more people hear about what we're doing. Some people may want to join the board. Some people may want to become a volunteer and lead a team if they have computer skills and technology skills. So I can't say for...
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Can you educate others to become clones of you in a way that, let's put this on podcast, let's get the children in their own words sharing what this means to them. And what I mean by it's you've cultivated a culture of deep listening to adverse childhood experiences and what they gave, as well as a deep listening of what happens in 35 years.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We're out of time. Unfortunately, we maybe can continue this, but thank you everyone for participating.